agent here at the Research Park. Welcome. How many of you have never been to EnterpriseWorks before? Okay. Who has been to EnterpriseWorks before? Raise your hand. Well, some of you are oldies. All right, so we are currently in the incubator. How many of you work for startups here at EnterpriseWorks? A couple? Okay. So this is our startup incubator for the University of Illinois. There are roughly 50 or so companies that call this place their headquarters, so to speak.
One thing I gained from this internship experience is that I learned what it's like to work on a real-world project that will have societal impact.
Working here has been phenomenal in shaping my perspective on where the AI research is going currently.
One thing I've learned from my fellow interns and my team members is that they're so driven, and that has helped me to persevere as well.
This is a video that we tend to show people who want to be in your shoes, right? So first of all, I want to congratulate all of you for being here. There are many, many more students who want to be here in the Research Park and have an internship experience than get to. So congratulations. That also means that it's incumbent upon all of you to kind of spread the word, be ambassadors, and tell your peers, whether they are, in the same major or maybe not, about what you will accomplish or have accomplished here if you've been there. So I'm going to breeze through these slides. The purpose of today's event is to really help you make the most of your summer. Oftentimes we'll get halfway through the summer in the past and people would be like, well, I didn't know that there were food trucks over in the parking lot over here, or I didn't know there was whatever. So we just want to make sure that you're in the know, and of course that you make the most of your opportunities here. I'm also happy to take any questions you have. Some of you may already know some of this stuff, so hopefully some of you have, but basically we just want to cover some basics that are in the park all year round, but also some things that are specific to the summer. So how many of you took the bus here today? Only a few. So the buses do still run in the summer. We are happy that we have great connectivity to core campus, as I like to say. You actually never leave campus to come to the Research Park. And it is great even when you want to go to Green Street in the middle of the day. It's actually pretty easy to hop on the bus and not deal with parking. So just so you know that, again, there are, on this map, we do have actually all the bus stops that are in the park, and some other interesting things. Some of you may have seen in the news, if you have heard this thing called the newspaper. I know I'm a dinosaur, I used to work for one. But today in the newspaper is actually talking about the housing development that we are working on actively. We would love for many of you to take a survey that is helping us determine what the future of housing might be like in the Research Park. I bring that up because you can see where that future residential housing development area is here. So we will be posting that on our social media channels. It's also on our website if you are interested in taking that survey, and there is an incentive to do so. So one of the things I always hear is, why is this called the University of Illinois Research Park when there isn't actually university research that takes place here? Because actually we have to do a lot of explaining to people who don't know what this place is and who is here. And so again, you all have achieved that. There's a lot of mythology about this place. There are actually several university units that do have applied research activity going on out here. Many of them are engaged with companies, just like some of the companies that you work for. And so we encourage you to think through some of those opportunities and think about who your next next door neighbors might be, and what are they doing? We also have interns here, so many of the things that I'm going to talk about today are thanks to the amazing team that we have who works as part of the Research Park team. Some of them served you your food today, so if you like to eat, be nice to the Research Park interns. I'm going to have you guys wave some of your hands, some of them over here, Christina, yes, Daniel. So if you have questions, I mean, some of them are very new to our organization and operation too, but they are here to help be, as I like to say, the cruise directors this summer. So one of the things we do is a lot of stuff. So there are lots of events that happen out here. We're going to touch on some of those and how you can access them this summer. But just know that events is not something we just do over the summer, it's something we do year-round. Of course, over the summer, when all of you are here full-time, our events look a little bit different. We can have a little bit more fun and also get some interesting things in the works because we're all here. Again, thank you for registering for our stuff. We appreciate registration. It helps us to determine how much food we need. And it also gives us a lot of interesting insights about who is coming to our events. And also sometimes we find out, hey, wait, some people are not finding out about them. So we really appreciate that you register for our events in advance. It helps us a lot. One of the things that we really want you to know about is our Power Skills series. So this is a tried and true tradition. It's had several different names over the years, but essentially the purpose of these events is to really give you opportunities to learn things that maybe are a little bit different than what you're learning in your internship, but are no less important, and are things that we can all apply in our day-to-day. So as you can see, some of the topics that we are going to be doing in the Power Skills series, this will happen here at Enterprise Works every Tuesday. Again, please register in advance. We would love to see you. Another fun thing that we do that is a very long time tradition here in the Research Park is Fire at 5. Yes, we do have a fire at Fire at 5 in our fire pit. This happens at the Atkins patio. So one of the things that you might want to pay attention to when you register for an event is where is it going to take place. Many of our events happen here, indoor events especially. However, Fire at 5 will happen at Atkins building patio. We have some other events that may happen at what we call the Amarin building, or the Capital One building, or the Riverbed building, or the GDM building, because no one company actually has a name for that building, so you can call it whatever you want. But there are various different places, so be sure to pay attention to that. But Fire at 5 is just a lot of fun. It's meant to be a chance for you to meet other people in the park, students, professionals, people who have maybe worked here for years, people who maybe started last week. We always have a theme, and it's, again, just a lot of fun. One of the things we're excited to bring back, this will actually be our 3rd annual hackathon. How many of you have done a hackathon before? Okay, a lot of you. Well, one of the things that we noticed in the Research Park was that we had companies who would do their own hackathons internally, but it was something that everybody really wanted to have an opportunity to do. And so we worked together with some of our companies and some leadership to orchestrate and pilot the first time we ever did the summer hackathon. This was in 2023, and it was such a great success that we're really excited to bring it back in 2025. We ask that you plan ahead. So it is a bit of a commitment in terms of the time that you need to put into it. We are doing it the first week in July. We figured that might be a lighter week for some of you with the holiday, people taking time off, but it will wrap up before the holiday. So we will have more information coming out about that, but just so you know, be aware of it, plan ahead. We have had some companies that have had one team or multiple teams for the hackathon, but it is always fun. We do have great prizes for it, and a great experience that you can add to, if you haven't done one before, if you have done one before, maybe you can mentor somebody else who hasn't. How many of you are aware of our softball league? All right, who signed up? You guys signed up?
Getting.
You're getting it together?
Yeah.
All right, get it together, people. All right, we're very excited that we have an on-campus location. How many of you have ever been to what they call the Complex Fields, which is such a unique name. Maybe Campus Rec could actually figure out a better name. But we're excited that we will be at the fields at Lincoln and St. Mary's this year, so basically walkable from here. In past years, if you haven't been here for that, we've used Park District fields and people had challenges in getting there, but this year that is not a challenge. So we are excited. Monday nights is softball night. It's a lot of fun. Some people take it really seriously, some people don't. It really doesn't matter to us. It's not meant to be competitive, it's meant to be fun, team building, however you want to see it. We would love to have you. If your company does not have a team, you can register as an individual. We will add you to a team. So we would love for anyone who wants to participate to do so. Speaking of competitions, you might notice a theme here. People are really competitive here for some reason, but the table tennis tournament is another annual tradition. We have team trophies as well as individual trophies. We have different brackets, so if you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I do not know how to hold a table tennis racket. Well, first of all, many of you actually have tables in your buildings or in your offices. Enterprise Works, I know we were discussing about getting the Enterprise Works table out here so people could practice. That cannot be an excuse. But we have lots of people some who are, again, very serious and some who are not. But we welcome everyone. It's really fun. There is a team trophy as well as individual trophies. We do it in the evenings. It will be June 17th and 18th this year. We do welcome spectators, so if you're like, you know what, I don't really want to go, but I want to cheer on my teammates, you can do so. Some companies get really into it and wear, team shirts and all that jazz, but again, there's something for everyone. We want to make sure the registration, I believe, is up for this, Sabrina. So registration is already open for the table tennis tournament, and you can see what it's all about. Slots are limited, so put it on your calendar. All right, food trucks. We are very fortunate to have many food trucks. Of course, the food trucks live on campus during the school year. That's where all the students are at. They get lots of traffic and business. Many of them like to come out here, so you can see right out that window, actually. They're very well placed today, thankfully, so I think Stango is here. If you know of a food truck that you like and you want them to come out here, tell them. Some food trucks, different people are running them all the time. These are a list of trucks who have been here in the past or have told us that they plan to come here. Some of them come on a regular basis, some of them only make a few appearances over the summer. But we love to have them, it's a great option. But they're not the only food option in the park. There are a couple more. So one of the more hidden food options is the Grab and Go that's located in the new University of Illinois Foundation Philanthropy Building. This is a building, it's one of the more unique looking buildings, the newest building in the research park. It's next to the conference center. In that building, and yes, it's okay to walk in that building, it kind of feels very sterile when you walk in, but trust me, you are more than welcome to go in there. Ask them where the Grab and Go is. It's extremely affordable, so you can see, just like it sounds, so that is a picture of the Grab and Go items. Chips, sandwiches, salads, drinks. It's a great option if you're like, you know what, I really don't necessarily need a hot meal at the food truck or something like that, but it's a great way to, and it's open all day, so even if it's not just for lunch or whatever, you want to pick something up on your way out for dinner, head over there. There's also Houlihan's, of course, full service restaurant at the hotel, and on Thursday nights there is live music at Houlihan's, so good time to maybe hang out with your pals. Speaking of hanging out with pals, one of the things that we like to emphasize over the summer, and as you heard me actually say it earlier, is that it's wonderful that you create really close relationships with your peers who work with you in your company. But one of the things that we consistently hear from students who have worked as interns in the past at the research park is how valuable it was to meet students who work in other companies. and to get their perspectives. In some cases, you might have a same job title, you might be working on a similar project in a different industry. So there's a lot of value to that. And of course, also always thinking about increasing your network and those opportunities that you have to build for your future. So we will be having our networking social on June 12th. This will be in the evening. I mentioned pay attention to where events are. This one will be at the dock across the street. Most of you have no idea where I'm pointing to, but this is a fun game we play in the research park about where building things are. One of the things we're going to be doing that night is headshots. So if you would like to you're going to hear about building your personal brand during the Power Skills Conference. Some of you may be thinking, well, I'd really like to optimize my LinkedIn presence or something else, or maybe even put wherever you need that photo to go on. Maybe it's for a presentation that you're working on or other ways that you want to communicate with your managers who might not be located here in the research park this summer. But to get that fresh headshot. So we will be doing those then. We'll have some food, of course, some networking, icebreakers, etc. So plan to come out to that on June 12th. And please register. Another thing we wanted to get on your radar is our annual intern awards, so summer awards that we do every year. You can see information about students who have won those in the past. Many of your companies that are here today have been represented in those awards, but I like to tell people to think ahead about this and talk to your managers early, because we want to make sure that you get your nominations in. In some cases, that might be a manager who is here. Other times, those people are located remotely. We don't care where they are. We just would love for you all to be recognized for the great work you've done. And if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I just started here a week ago, how do I know that I might win an award? So believe it or not, we have had people who have started in the summer and have gotten an award. We know students can make early impacts, big wins, and things like that, but in some cases we also have students who might be honored who have been working multiple semesters at a company. So there's no stipulation or something like that, but just be thinking ahead about that. The date for that, I believe, is July 24th. And Sabrina, maybe you can, but everybody is welcome at the Intern Awards celebration. It's kind of one of our final big hurrahs of the summer. That is, again, a nice way to get some recognition, to honor our peers, and to learn more about what we've all been doing this summer. I know we've talked a lot about food. You might be thinking, well, if I eat all this food, I'm going to need to work out more. So, of course, Campus Rec is open. If you are a student or have that affiliation, you can still access the ARC. But we also do have a full-time on-premise facility here in the Atkins building. Many of you should be eligible, depending on what building you're in, you're eligible to work out at that facility. And then, of course, we have lots of other things around the park that if you want to be outside. So how many of you are aware there's a basketball hoop? There's actually 2 of them in the park. So bring your basketball to work. You can go and shoot some hoops during your breaks. There's also soccer nets at the Atkins building. We do have a really, really nice, thanks to our friends at Motorola Solutions, a really nice volleyball net. If your company would ever like to borrow that, we'd be more than happy to lend things. So if there are things that you all want to do and you're like, I don't know where to get it, ask us. We do have some lending things that we can lend out to have fun. So you guys can have fun internally with your teams, and many of these things you might see at a Fire at 5. There's other things. We are very excited, so spoiler alert, the flowers that you see in this photo will be coming back this summer, so we have planted those again, so look for that come July, I think. But we do have lots of other things, lots of trails, picnic areas. You can reserve, in fact, out here there is a patio with that any company can reserve to use outside, fire pits, etc. If you have questions about who can use them or when, just ask us, and we will make it happen. More things, again, I mentioned the basketball, soccer, etc. There is a little free library in the park. So again, if anyone wants to, we could even start a book club. It is free to park here, so some of you, it sounds like you didn't take the bus, maybe you're driving, so you might have already figured this out. Some of the buildings offer parking passes. Parking that's not generally a problem, but again, if you don't know where you can park, ask. What I would say is there is a lot actually here where if you park in, you will get a ticket. So just look at the signs. I doubt that will happen to any of you. It typically happens at people at Works. There is electric vehicle station or charging stations as well around. If any of you need that, you probably already figured that out by now. And again, we offer lots of amenities for folks, regardless of the stage of life they're at. If you are interested in accessing the child care center that is located across the street, yes, you will see lots of cute little kids walking around the park at times, and just know, yes, they do actually belong here, and they go to Chesterbrook, but this is also available to employees and staff that work out here at a discount. So I'm going to wrap this up here, but we know that great students become great professionals, and many of you, this is the beginning of your journey with the company, and for some of you, that journey may be a few months, but for others of you, it may be much longer than that. So we want you to make the most out of your Research Park experience. We're really excited that you're here. We hope that some of these things that we do will appeal to you. If you have ideas for things that we are not doing or what you would like to see, and I know that we will have some pop-up events that I did not mention here this evening, but just tell us. We would love to make it happen. So with that, any questions? You've been a very quiet group so far. Y'all know it all? You're ready for the next, 10 weeks? Or so. Oh, question.
Where is the playground?
So the spinner, which you see is that what you were talking about? So that is actually by the mounds, which is in between, it's across the street from the hotel is the best way to explain that.
So for the ARC membership, is it a discount or can we just access it for free?
So are you not then a university student?
Oh, I am, but not during the summer.
Not during the summer? That's a really good question. I honestly don't know the answer. I can look into that and get back to you. It's what?
It's like 120 or 125.
For the summer membership? 120 or 125? Okay. Well, that's probably cheaper than what I could get it at. So the privileges that we have, so if you are a Research Park employee or employee of a Research Park company, you can get access to the ARC at faculty and staff rates. But my guess is that's a student rate, which is probably the cheapest you'll get. But you can use the Atkins building, your Mondelez.
Correct.
So you can get access to the Atkins Fitness Center for free. So and we can discuss how to do that, but essentially it depends on which building you're in. But I'm happy to tell you which building it is and then who to contact. It is on the website actually. If you go to the website, it sends you to them. So if you want to get access to that, you can do so. All that equipment is brand new, so it's a really nice facility.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you so much. We hope we'll see you again maybe Tuesday for Fire at 5. So if you haven't registered for Fire at 5, open up your device and go and register. That is tomorrow night. And then our first Power Skills event will be on Tuesday. So thanks everyone for being here. Have a great summer.